Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below this video. Also below this video is a link to get £50 back if you switch your UK energy supplier to Octopus Energy. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. One last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Chocolate Saying, just joined, 10th Man, Flatsoid, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in Discord, so welcome one and all.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Good morning.
Hey, hey.
Hey, George. Hey, people in Discord. Hello, Chocolate. You just joined. Good weekend. Before
Okay.
you can, might as well do a bit of foreplay. Any good stories over the weekend from Ballers, maybe?
Chocolate's got a new song video out.
Yeah, I heard. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no,
Thank you.
I like it because it had a bit of a feeling to it, a theme to it, like the collaborative video that you did, Why Would They Lie? It had a similar vibe running through it, not just because it's you. Do you know what I'm driving at? In other words, it feels like it would be part of an album, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
but
Yeah.
Elijah did a good job on the lyric. On the turn there.
So check it out.
And the mixing, yeah.
It's on Chocolate Sayin's channel, so that's Chocolate, and it's Sayyan, all one word. Chocolate, Sayyan. Check it out. Right, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge? That'd be a horizon formerly known as Earth curvature.
Nathan,
It's
Nathan,
behind
that's
you in the picture.
that's so 2019.
You're not
It's
wrong.
behind
You
you in the
got-
picture, Nathan.
got a picture?
Yeah, it's on screen right
Yeah,
now.
I got some.
How are you presenting, Arwin? You're not
Sorry.
presenting.
No, you are presenting.
Oh, that's
You
your
are right
evidence.
there
This
on
here,
screen.
that's your evidence. This CGI
Yes.
picture of me as an astronaut is your... No.
Well, the sphere is behind you, right?
Behind me in this CGI image?
Yes.
Yes, it is, Arwin.
There you go.
That's enough for today's ballers right there. That's enough.
But that's a photograph. It can't be CGI.
What do you mean it's a photograph? No, it isn't. What are you talking about?
All images from space are photographs. Didn't you guys know
And
this?
there's me stopping
Don't
globes.
spoil the loophole, Flatsoid. You know that they can get into a lot of trouble that way if you share with NASA that if they just make some CGI and then take an actual photograph of the screen of that CGI, that they can classify it as a photograph. Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't tell him what not to say.
Is that the best we got? I don't know if everyone's off mute in
I got-
Discord. Go on, Crit. Or
Yeah.
banned by Atheism.
Yeah, so based on last Friday, a photo was presented showing a phase of the Earth from Moon, and this was considered scientific evidence. And anyone that disputed it was basically muted. And basically, that's where I'm getting at. So how would I counter that? How do I when they're not live here, and not get banned or muted? If one of the moderators, the globe moderator, says, here is a photo from the moon showing Earth phase, and it's curved. How do you counter that? Other than admit that the Earth is curved.
They're claiming to have a
From the
picture.
moon, you said?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll-
so
okay. Hold on. One of the housekeeping questions. So let's go straight to that housekeeping question. So any evidence that you can have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of a container?
There is gas on
Yeah,
the moon.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
within
there's
the gradient.
the evidence they have, Nathan, is we got a picture from the moon.
Yes, but the picture could have been made because the moon does have gas pressure. So that negates the argument, Nathan.
Hold on.
No, it doesn't.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Hold
I
on.
thought you were talking about. Okay, I thought you were talking about Earth curve. Okay.
Yeah, we get what you're talking about, right? You're talking about a
Yeah.
picture of Earth curve from the moon, claimed to be a picture that was taken. Therefore, here's a picture of Earth curve, therefore Earth curve, right? That's what you're claiming. And I'm saying, where was the picture taken from? You're saying it was taken
Oh
from,
yeah,
from the moon, right?
the moon.
And the moon is claimed to be, like Earth, a rock in a sky vacuum, correct?
Yep, that's what they're claiming.
Right. So in order to take that picture, it's claimed men left the gas pressure we all enjoy breathing, the yummy, yummy gas pressure moving in and out of your lungs currently, into an area that's claimed to be a vacuum, and then travelled to a different rock to take the picture. Well, that journey took place in an area that isn't real. That would be a sky vacuum. So the fact they're claiming in that world, with that narrative, that they travelled through a vacuum to get to the moon, automatically invalidates the photograph. You can't have gas pressure without a container. They're claiming the sky, which they travelled through, is a vacuum. You
Not to
understand?
mention, an image is not a photograph. Just to point it out.
I just want to, hold on. Just want Banned by Atheist to either acknowledge or, if he doesn't understand or appreciate how that debunks the picture, well, I'll explain further.
I got you. It's Crit. I changed my name because Atheist demanded that I lose all my posting perms because I basically offered the same argument that you just did, and that was a losing argument. It was considered trolling, provoking, inciting discord, or all kinds of. I have no idea why somehow the same argument that you present is somehow now a troll once you leave.
Because they can't overcome
Well,
it.
You
Look,
you notice
can't-
how they don't come here and present that crap here, right?
Which
You
is
notice
why
that?
I was hoping. Okay, which is why I'm getting to that. Maybe there's some other way, since you guys are moderators also on the server. How
Where
could
did
a
this
flat
happen?
earther
On this
present the
channel?
argument and not debate?
exactly as I
Where did
have, and
this
exactly as you have, as you've suggested that you have. Now, upon rebuttal, you can move forward with the argument. In other words, if your argument is that we wouldn't have gas pressure if this medium they travelled through was real, then they need to rebut that by showing you gas pressure without a container, which is the argument you're putting forward. If they merely say, your use of the second law of thermodynamics and gas expansion into a volume is trolling, then they've effectively just lost. Now, at that point, you can't appeal to us or anybody else in the forum to say, please, can you deal with this fundamentalist religious zealotry? Because we can't. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
man,
sounds good.
Honestly, just take it as a win. Because
Can I ask
what else
where
are
this
they gonna
happened?
do? If like Nathan just said, if all they can do is tell you you're a troll and mute you after you presenting that argument, I mean, that's an L for them.
Why is he asking,
know?
are we a moderator on something? What,
That's
where
what I'm
did he hear
asking.
this?
Where did this happen?
It probably
It
happened in the
happened
Discord that he's in right now.
Why do you go
You know,
there?
right
Can you
now-
let him answer?
When it's
Hello?
not important.
Hello, guys in G+. You've put something to him twice. Let's just let him answer. Chill.
Yeah, so it happened Friday, and then again, finally Sunday, when I tried to argue basically that their idea was that Copernicus or corpuscular rays do not work on the flat Earth, and this was presented by Danny T. I tried to argue that said this claim you're making is even more silly than when you said planes fly backwards, and that earned me an ice wall. An ice wall is basically a version of S-band on 24/7. So only thing I can do now is talk to the moderators, which they all ignore me, Rikers Force and Betty, or I could wait until the show Monday and try to say what happened and what we can go from there.
I'm still confused. Is this on 24/7 or is this on Betty?
No, it's right here.
No, let
Yeah,
him
I'm
answer.
ice
Is
walled.
this-
Yeah, I'm ice walled here.
Okay, who was there when you did it as a moderator?
Right, who cares?
Uh,
I'm not really sorry,
okay.
Chris. I don't care. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I don't think I need to explain why I don't care, do I?
No,
I don't care
the
if
part
you
I
do
would
or
say
not.
why it's important to me is that being able to present an argument, and then if they say to you, well, that's attacking a moderator. And I'm like, no, this is actually his quote. I can go to QE's website and post a video of him saying that he said planes are flying backwards due to the Coriolis effect. And somehow if I post that, that is attacking the moderator and you get S-banned for it.
I see.
Chris,
So what you're saying is the
are any
moderators
of
put
you-
forward an argument, and because
Sorry.
you're challenging them with their own position, you're being told that that's actually challenging moderator. Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, what they do is they say, well, because I'm a moderator status, you can't challenge my globe face. What do you want me to do? You know
Well, because
what I
this is
mean?
what he said. He said I ad homed him and I straw manned him. So I said, how can I ad hom you if I'm attacking a straw man?
Again, I don't
And
care.
then he said
sorry,
that's a,
really
that's
sorry.
a ban.
This is beyond the
But-
argument, though, isn't it? This is in the point where they've got nothing, and now you're into pulling apart the wrangle dangle after you've won. Now, the way and the reason that they do this is so that the appreciation for the win is lost. And now we're entirely focused on the aftermath of them losing and how it's unfair of how they've lost. No, absolutely. Stay on point. Don't worry about them banning. If that's the case, right, you vote with your feet. You say, sod you, I'll go elsewhere then. If I'm going to be banned because you're a moderator and I'm putting your own words back to you, you vote with your feet. I can't, speak to that as much as I've got an allegiance with this server. That's true anywhere. And it'd be true for me because this isn't my server, right? So that's your choice. But we're
Okay.
discussing that rather than the fact that you won, right? They say we've got pictures of Earth curving from space. No, you haven't. What's space? It's a fake place. And when they say you're ad homing, strumming me, no, you've got a fake place for your pictures to come from. Just reiterate your winning point over and over again. And it'll drive them nuts rather than driving you nuts about how you've been treated in the server.
Any
Yeah, and
of these
this is
clowns
why-
in here
sorry,
right
Tucker.
now?
Also
Yeah,
know when to
right
walk
now
away.
I can't do. The only thing I can do is join the live stream or talk in a special channel where they just ignore you.
Have you ever
Called
seen,
like or Ice Walled.
have you ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yeah,
Have you seen the part where there's the Black Knight guarding the bridge?
yeah.
King Arthur chops off one of his arms and he says, it's just a flesh wound. And by the end of the fight, the guy's got no limbs. He's just a torso. And he says to him as he gallops off on his fake horse with his coconut shells, I'll bite your legs off. They are the metaphorical equivalent of the Black Knight. You've chopped their arms and legs off, and they're going, come back, I'll bite your legs off. Know when you've won.
But yeah. But I'm saying
She's
it's
full of
quite the
flesh wound.
opposite. It's almost
How many
like
people are
they're
there anyway?
they're King
Anyway.
Arthur and I'm the Black Knight. They've basically said they've defeated me so much so that I cannot participate positively with the server anymore. That
Hold
my
on. Let me
arguments
get
are
it right.
against you.
Hold on. You think that it's the other way around? No. So after you've won, you've defeated their argument and they have no rebuttal. That's the equivalent of chopping one of their arms off, right? They say, it's just a flesh wound. I've actually won, right? Like the Black Knight.
Yeah.
It's but a flesh wound. Any of these
So
clowns in here right now in the Discord, like that can
No.
actually? Nah, of course.
Yeah,
not.
I think chocolate. What you're saying is what I was tracking with you is that they get in their little bubble, make up their own rules, and all they got is a torso.
Pretty much.
I only come in there when QE's in there. If QE is in there, I'll come in because you got some backing. Other than that, who hears it? 10 people? Who cares?
Well, that's for
Well, this is the
individual.
issue. The issue I got is somehow that it's not the atheists that do it so much because all they can do is mute you, and eventually some flat Earth mod will unmute you. It's that righteous force thing comes in and demodded Steve, took Steve's mod stats away from him because he was unmuting what the atheist moderators are doing. Then he ice walled me and then told Steve to leave, basically
Right,
the
take
pound
it
fan.
with-
And
I
he
don't
won't
wanna
even
discuss
explain.
this. Oh, God. My advice is try and keep it focused on the argument you've won. You've won.
Yeah.
But all you're doing is moaning about the Black Knight bleeding on you because you still stood at the other side of the bridge.
I see where he's going. I don't want to belabor the point, but he's not getting his voice in because he's being cut off. And so if that's the case, just walk away from the show.
Yeah, you can't
Well-
die on every cross.
Yeah, well, that's what I did by Jose's. After he kicked me out, why must I bother to be there again? Easy as that.
Yeah, just walk away.
Okay, so this is where we part ways because of atheists have made it that way.
No, you
It
take
kind of
it
seems
up.
like they're winning again. Then
You take it up
No.
with Righteous Force.
How?
He's the moderator. This isn't a person that you can talk to.
yeah, so this is what Righteous Force will do to you. He'll just start
don't tell me.
spamming Bible passages.
Don't tell me. Take it up with Righteous Force. It's not me you need to appeal to. I'm really sorry.
Just walk away, man. Don't worry about it. There's shows you don't need to be on. And they
Exactly. Nobody hears it. Nobody hears it but the people there.
let them have their
Wow.
bubble.
Depends what your motivation is. Is your motivation for you to be able to beat them over the head with it continually?
So this is my motivation. It said that why flat Earth always wins on this server. That this server is about science, not belief. And that right there is a mute. Because they think they have science and the only time it's not about science is when the show is live, which is why they don't partake. Because they'll only talk about science with people who actually want to discuss science.
Okay. So when they talk about science, we know that they will be talking about pseudoscience. Because, let's move on in housekeeping, any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics. Now, before you answer, we're not even asking for validated experimentation. Merely a valid hypothesis. Stage 2 of the scientific method. They've got plenty of phenomena. Well, all we're asking for is a valid hypothesis. Have we been given one? No. They only have pseudoscience. We shut down their pseudoscience, and therefore they don't come. And what, when no one can hear, they talk about the science? Really, lads? Well, there's a whole audience. There's over 100 people here right now, and I bet half of them are crying out for globe science, but yet you're talking about it in the shadows when no one can hear you? All right. Must be really powerful science. No, they haven't got any science. They're telling you it's science, behind closed doors where no one can hear, to convince themselves. And what's that? Well, they don't allow science on this show. It's all we ask for. It's an outrage to say we don't accept science. It's all we're asking for. Oh, well, they won't accept our science because it isn't science.
Wonderfully said.
Repeatable mathematics.
Say that again, whoever that was.
George.
George.
Repeatable mathematics.
They think science is maths. That's correct. We have to discipline them in that too. Nobody's likes being...
Gee,
Nobody likes being
I wish we
schooled
could
by a
hear
flat
these
earther.
wonderful arguments that are being made in the back alleys, man. I wish someone would come on here and present these arguments, man.
They
Why are
don't
they
come
making these
on.
arguments in the back alley,
But they don't come
in the
on.
dark, in the night?
Hold on. This is where you get your win again. So you're telling us about how you've won an argument and then been suppressed by Globies. Because according to them, they've got a list of fallacies that you've used without example or demonstration or explanation of how those fallacies have been utilised, straw men or otherwise, ad hom fallacy. Again, not detailed, not explained, not used to justify how you haven't come up with a rebuttal for their argument. They just haven't given you one. And they're doing it in the shadows and then banning you. Well, that's useful for us to know, because we get the opportunity to say, oh, really? We don't allow science when we're live? Yeah, we absolutely allow science. If you had any, you'd have given it us. You'd be giving it us now. You'd be embarrassing the flat earther on his own show with the science, right? No, because there isn't any. So they're what, embarrass us in the back shadows and the closed doors? No, they're not going to embarrass us there. But they damn sure don't want to be embarrassed live by a flat earther telling them they don't understand what science is when they present us with maths and geometry.
Hey, Chaka, you're being too gracious with the back alley because they'd have to be streetwise to win that argument. So they're back in the bubble.
Yeah, they're definitely not that. Meanwhile, they're going to sleep at night with no arms, no legs, thinking, "Oh, tis but a flesh wound." Yeah.
Or telling themselves that they've got science, but it just won't get accepted. It won't be tolerated. So, all right. So what? In the back rooms, you can tell each other about our Cavendish's science. Maybe tell us about how Earth curve maths is science. About reifying R is science. Because that's what we get told before we figured out what science was on our side. We were just as delusional about what science was as you were. And then we very much got specific about what science actually is.
Make it about me because there's other flat earthers who have the same sentiment. They just kind of ask me to speak for it because I feel like maybe I can articulate and advocate for myself much more than they can. You know, like even George is here and some other people who have constantly been muted and shut down.
But you're not welcomed.
So it's
leave
not.
the show.
It's about the room.
welcome.
That's what I'm saying. It's about the show. It's about the room. It's not about me or it's not about flat Earth. It's about people can't seem to get a voice here, and it almost seems like it's set up for that. And that makes me
they
seem
said
like,
they want to destroy
why
the
can't I get
channel. That's what they said. They want to
Say
bring
again, Neil,
science
sorry?
back.
Talking over each other. Do you want to try one more time, Crit?
Oh no, I actually wanted to hear Neil. He said something because he's a moderator here too. So if he's got some insight in this, he's got more information than I do.
I'm a moderator. That's news to me. But anyway, they said at one time they want to bring science back to this Discord server, and they're not going to stop until they destroy us. That was months ago. Who hears it? 10 people? I left. I ignore them. When QE's on sometimes I come in. Other than that, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Just leave, come on this show, go to 24/7. Don't even pay them any attention anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's really sound advice, but it almost feels like it's directly harming this idea. Because if you surrender the debate, science versus pseudoscience, to them, 23 hours a day, that is basically, I'm not sure where to go back from that. Then if flat Earth can only win 1 hour,
You're not surrendering it to them. All you're doing is just leaving them to stay in a delusional state.
Yes.
Why you would get angry and take it personal? I mean, no, they are just stupid idiot trolls. That's why I'm not in there anymore, because it doesn't help. They just talk in circles. They just leave it be.
yeah. So you too. That's what I'm saying. You've been muted, and you're actually a member of the show. So if you can't even explain yourself here, I can't imagine, what's going on next.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
what
But
people,
don't you
how many
see,
people?
It's very clear. It's very clear. The Nathan Oakley show, you can bring up any point. These after Nathan Oakley show is over, don't bother.
So the after show where you try to talk about everything that happened with other flat earthers, it gets silenced because it's not science. That's
So
where the
don't
problem I'm
bother.
having here. And not just me though, it's other people too. It's about the whole room because there's the after show and then the after show.
Yeah, but see what happens, they get pummeled here for about an hour and a half. Then they use the rest of the day, what's left of 24 hours, to cry and whine and try to make up some ground. And next morning, the Nathan show starts again. They get pummeled again. And this is just ongoing. Forget the after show. Just come to this show and the extension afterwards, and you're fine.
Okay, I get you. So yeah, so forget about it. Like pretend the after show doesn't exist. Only the show exists.
No, yeah, I mean, if they've got these stupid rules and you don't like them and you get muted and whatever, then yeah, it's not worth your time. You're trying to bring content to their show. They're not appreciating it. Don't bring it to their show. Bring it to this show.
I don't think there is a show. I think it's just talking about after the fact. So we have a show like this. There's no Globers here. Nobody's interrupting this little back and forth saying, what are you guys talking about? There's loads of science. Here it is. No, we're just discussing admin. That's all this is. It's a bit of admin that we're discussing.
Oh, no, there's There's after shows, like other people after you're done come in and they record clips and stuff like Danny, Puppy, Nix, and what they do is they do another sort of version of you. They level it up, if you will. They say, now that was the shit show. Now it's time for the real show. And then you're like, okay, well, sure, I'll partake because I think I can defeat you anyway.
losing their
Wait a second.
arms and
This
legs.
is fighting words now.
They lose. They
Yeah,
lose,
it is.
They record themselves losing their arms and legs, and then play it back for themselves later that night as a comfy blanket with
No,
a glass of warm
they
milk
don't.
to go to sleep.
No, they don't. What they do is everyone gathers around the Black Knight and they go, watch, Black Knight. We're going to have the same fight you did, but where the opponent's got no sword. So they go, watch this. Gravity science. Look, the guy's not slicing my arm off. Watch it again. We'll do it again. And what's that? Someone else has come in that says it isn't science. Mute him.
That works.
Yeah, and anybody this happens to, and it's almost to the point now where the Christian flat earthers are the minority on the server. It's just dominated by globalists and atheists.
Let me
It's
get
like
it straight.
Gen
Hold
Panda,
on.
Gen-
Hold on. Let me get it straight.
Okay, go ahead.
So you're saying, apart from when we're live, the server is dominated by people who claim they've got globe science. Yet when 1 hour
Yes.
out of the 24 hours in a day, that 1 hour is the only time when other people can hear what's being said, apart from in their little bunkers, and they don't present science at all. That seems weird to me. Does it not seem weird to you?
Well,
Yeah, and that's kind of why I think it's important, because without you, this server is nothing. And it almost seems like the server is being used as a rokie-doke to make fun of you behind your back, and also other Christian creationists.
Man, you know,
It
you know how
almost feels
to,
like
you know
for
how to
me, it's like
negatively
it's
speak.
like
You're a
it's
very...
cockroaches
Hold
when
on,
the
hold on.
lights are off. That's all. It's just
Hold on,
cockroaches.
yeah,
Leave
you're
them
watching the
alone.
cockroaches laugh. Ah, we're cockroaches, and when the darkness comes, we rule. That's nice.
Yeah, and I've used that argument that, like, basically it's you flip the sunlight. When the sunlight is out, they run, and when the darkness comes, all the cockroaches come out with their shitty arguments, and now that's dehumanizing, and I'm muted.
When Nathan
So you
goes
can't even
live,
call
it's
it for truth.
raid.
Oh, sorry, chocolate. Go ahead.
Good one, Chocolate.
I missed it.
Oh, that was a good one.
You remember the
So
commercial?
basically,
with
what I'm getting at here.
the roaches.
Oh, sorry,
The
chocolate.
raid commercial.
Oh,
Yeah,
raid. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so when
raid.
Nathan goes live, somebody says raid, and they all run, scatter
Yeah,
like
they'll
roaches.
go, oh, raid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're so toxic to the Glovers, Nathan. You're so toxic.
But however, it sounds like, you know, we're in this area that's surrounded by globetards that think they've got science, and it's very telling. It's like, that's a good point. I've never once been accused of being in a server, i.e. the public gateway, the bit that you can, as a member of the public talking to you, the audience now, the bit that you can join in the link below is what we're discussing. That's the gateway for the public, the Discord server. Now, during the single hour that I utilise it, it's obviously a fairly diverse group of people that definitely don't agree. There's plenty of people arguing the toss. In fact, it sounds like the majority of the time claiming that they've got globe science. Yet we don't get to hear about it on the live show. Isn't that weird? Very telling. Very good to know.
yeah, no, and this is why, because afterwards, Righteous Force, which appears to be demonically possessed, is letting these atheists get away with turning the place into the Roach Motel. And if you got a Christian conservative, like talking about this science, they will shut you down
Hold
and
on.
ice wall you.
Being
It's like
unreasonable.
almost like, and then you ask them what
Okay.
rule did I violate? He
Hold on.
just sends
Hold on.
Bible
Before you launch into a
messages
personal
to you.
attack on Righteous Force, try and look at it in a different way. You've got a very negative
No.
attitude. I'm not being mean. I know you've been muted or whatever, but still, right? Try and look at it from his point of view. So what you're saying is he's the manager of a hotel that's infested with cockroaches, and you're moaning at him about the cockroaches. Now, personally, I think he's got a very difficult job on his hands. And he's got a lot of cockroaches to deal with by the sounds of things. So I'm not being funny, but try and look at it at least a little bit from his point of view. Now, I know it's difficult when you're on the end of whatever is perceived by you as being wrong. But still, try and have a bit of empathy for the guy.
Yeah, that's
don't
what
know
I'm
if he
saying. And
can.
you try to talk to him about these things, and he won't.
Yeah, I
But we are
think he's
getting two
siding with
people
the
at once.
cockroach.
Chris,
Guys,
right.
guys,
Go.
hello, just one at a time. Crit's trying to get it off his chest, and every time he talks, someone's talking through him. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, no, I think MG wanted to talk because he's got a very similar experience too, and he's kind of a firebrand like I am.
Unfortunately, this is the great deception, gentlemen, and as in Sodom and Gomorrah it's going to stay. And as good as Nathan Oakley can be at his job, he can't control the other facets of how things work. Crit is pretty much spot on, but it's not just one little issue. I mean, 24/7 Flat Earth Discord is like 24/7 Sodom and Gomorrah all the time. If you're a Christian at all and you're going to defend the Bible, you're going to get persecuted. That's what the Bible says. So you got to take some positive outlook on this, Crit, where you are going to get attacked for who you are, but you're absolutely right. And Nathan's not going to understand because he's not you. The best you can do is what you just did is get back on here, speak your piece, and that's it. And you're going to find the people who support you. You're going to find out who your enemies are. But remember, Paula, the Bible literalist, was banned for over a year from 24/7 Flat Earth Discord because she ignored the moderators there. So talk about a heap of Satanist perverted criminals. Trust me, they are everywhere.
Thank you. That's wonderful. But before we go around accusing the people who work extremely hard, given that while it might seem like they are in control of the server because they have administrative powers, some of the instances are actually the opponents that have moderator status, which I appreciate. I think that's good. It should be a bit more balanced in terms of the moderation, which is going to leave people caught in the crossfire like yourself, Crit, which is unfortunate. And it seems like I should have a bit more empathy for you, maybe from your position. You're probably fuming. But by the same token, it sounds like this is actually an extremely well moderated Discord server. Now, the fact that there's going to be always, you can't please everyone all of the time. It's never going to happen. And in this instance, you're one of those people. Now, that might seem like, oh, God, I think you could take my specific example a bit more seriously. And I do, even though we're in the middle of a live show and it has turned into an admin show. It gives the audience an idea of how the land actually lies. Well, the land in this Discord server is going to be very similar to the land anywhere else, right? Most people think they're on a sphere and that we're stupid idiots. Now, do you think that's going to change because you've got a server that's moderated in part by people on your side? Well, clearly not. Now, I still have to come back to the fact that I think, shout out to all the moderators in 24/7 Discord and Science vs. Pseudoscience, it's a bloody hard job when the majority of the people aren't on your side and you've got to seem in some way temperate and moderate and actually keep them on your side somehow, when most of them hate your guts. So, I still have to take my hat off to Righteous Force and say, good job. And to all the people in 24/7 Discord. Now, yeah, there's going to be someone in there that bans someone like Paula, and Paula's going to feel outspoken and outraged. Also, I know that Paula appreciates that a lot of what she says is a controversial thing, and I've no doubt that she'll come back and say, actually, no, I got banned for this menial thing. But it's not the point. There's going to be people caught in the crossfire. You can't please all the people all the time. And moderating a server like this, which I'm very, very privileged to get the use of, is a hard job. So as much as I empathise with you also, Crit, although it hasn't seemed that way in this particular outburst or monologue, it's one of those things, and you've got as much advice as I can think we can offer in this regard. And Pillbox, please stop defaming people with satanic claims about them.
Hold on, Paula is ace.
No, I got that, and I got that. I totally understand every word of that. And voting with your feet is very important. But the issue is that Righteous Force just plays video games all day. He gets a message from an atheist that say Crit is the problem. So then Crit, so he gets pissed.
Exactly.
So he's actually said this.
Right, number one, no. Number one is
moderation over there is really not that superior. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's difficult. But at the same time, they could absolutely do better. And I don't think that it's like, oh, be super forgiving. No, it is a bit of a mess at times. And he's not. Sleeping Warrior in the chat is also harping on how he harps on about that for a while. But I agree. It really isn't all that structurally cohesive in how things are done. It isn't. But yeah, it's a big server indeed, and there's a lot of people in chat. That's going to make things messy per default, and it's going to be very hard to find very emotionally stable moderators to deal
It's
with
nothing
that
to do with their
problem.
emotional stability or their commitment, given that they're doing it off
In
their
the
own back
moment.
without
No,
pay,
but I'm talking
in their spare
about in the
time.
moment, in the heat, big groups, you start to behave in a certain way, even to claim authority. You have to. It's difficult in a big group to uphold that dynamic, and they could do better. And there are some people in there that are just not
Psychopaths.
realizing the essential growth. They're not. They're sticking to what they have
Yeah.
done always, and that's not helping.
May I offer a
Well,
perception?
he that answereth a matter before he heareth, it is a folly and shame unto him. There are much bigger issues than the flat earth guys. If you don't even have a heart to allow someone to speak and you're going to block them and you hate them, the Bible says that if you hate someone unjustly, you are as a murderer. And that would be 24/7 Sodom and Gomorrah. Thanks for playing.
That's
Come on, that's not right.
extremely over exaggerated and not my angle to.
Nope. When you actually listen to both sides, you can make a claim. Until then, I'd be quiet.
Yeah, but you can't come on and shoot down 24/7 like that. That's wrong.
No, they can't attack the Christians. They can't attack God's people and think they're going to get away with it. Period.
Look, hold on, Neil. No, you can do that. Hold on, Neil.
The world is getting away with shooting at Christians and making them look extremely bad. Yeah, they are.
Okay, we're so far off topic. Right, stop. This started off with Crit moaning about a win. A very negative position that he's been put into by this turning into what we now have. And that's how it's successful. In other words, you end up telling people about how they've gone to Sodom and Gomorrah because they've gone to debate a subject. Yeah, they've been caught in a crossfire, can't keep everyone happy. But then rather than discussing the fact that why haven't they got an explanation for the gas pressure without a container? I've almost forgotten myself your winning point. There's pictures from space. Pictures from space not being real. Why? Well, because we can't have a travel destination through a sky vacuum. Well, what's the response? Well, this is the net result of them doing what they've done, isn't it? Yeah? Us talking about bloody 24/7 being Sodom and Gomorrah? No, the sky's not a vacuum.
He wasn't talking about 24/7. He was talking about righteous mod in one side of the conversation.
Oh, I knew them.
No, Nathan's correct.
Exactly.
No,
that's
you
what I'm
hear him.
getting
Hold on.
to.
I knew the first word off his lips would be about somebody. Go ahead, Sleeping Warrior. Feel free. Say your piece.
Chris's point was that the moderation was one-sided. Am I right?
Yes, exactly what I'm trying to say. It's almost one-sided to the point where they can sit there. If you look at the comments now, it's all about Crit, how bad a Crit is. I'm a troll. I'm swear words, actual curse words. None of it being
No, you're
moderated.
right.
But somehow
You're right.
I was
I
the
agree.
problem.
I agree with what you're saying, Chris. That was my experience, and that's why I left, because the moderation was one-sided against Flat Earth by Flat Earthers. Like, they say whatever they want. They can be as nasty and as horrible and as vile and crude and vulgar as they want. And you peep back with one response, they then start moaning about your behavior, and then you get muted. It's not acceptable. It's wrong.
Totally
That's
wrong.
not
Right here,
familiar
Crit is a
too, if
stupid
that's
idiot.
really the case.
Not moderated. Completely left the stand. You
I
know,
can't
like
believe
all
I'm
these
agreeing
things-
with Sleeping
wasn't-
Warrior. It's amazing.
Yeah, but
His
here's
point
this
wasn't about the
one.
winning argument.
Crit
We all
is a
know the winning
lying
argument. His point was
shit.
that he was modded.
Unmoderated.
Yeah, well,
So this is what
well,
tells me
coming
that
from-
Righteous Force is
coming
not
from
doing
me-
a good job. He's working with the atheists to science flat Earth, and people need to wake up to this.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Yes, I whistle with this crit up because I mean even Righteous Forces muted and banned me just because I speak truth. It's crazy.
He's right, though.
Yeah, I would say like
Chris is right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe they're part of the safe space science revolution or something. Because their science, does need a safe space by now. Because it's so broken, it's so outdated. They need a safe space just in order to be able to focus on playing around with it at this point.
Maybe we can get some feedback because Righteous is in the chat. So I don't know. Maybe we could see
I'll
what
give
the other
feedback.
side is. Maybe.
It was the reason I left that Discord server.
Good morning, good morning. How are you guys all doing?
Hey.
This requires an introduction. Hold on. Let's just give it an introduction. So this is Righteous Force, the guy who's been talked about for the majority of this live show.
Really?
Oh,
Why do you mod against Flat Earth Righteous when you allow them to get away with absolute fucking murder and you won't let
No
us
swearing.
respond to defend
Stop,
ourselves?
stop. First and foremost, this is not going to be a hostile engagement between you two. Thank you for moderating this server, first of all. Hopefully, we'll have some reasonable questions put to you without hostility. Try again, please, Sleeping Warrior.
Why do you moderate only one side of the discussion and you allow them to get away with murder? And the minute there's any response back against the vileness and vulgarness that they present, we get muted as though we've done something wrong. Why is it so heavily balanced against us and it's not 50-50 or equal?
Because we're on the winning side.
Your name?
That was aimed at Righteous, by the way.
Righteous, that's to you, man.
If you guys have a problem with the way I run the server, you guys can always take it to Quantum Eraser or Betty.
Yeah, I did. And I left because of it. Because they basically sided with you and said that you're a really good guy. And I think your moderation sucks. And I want to know why it's one-sided against Flat Earth when we're the minority.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion. But
Yeah,
unfortunately,
but I
Betty
wanna know
You're going to be a bear bureaucrat, are you?
Just two
That's
people.
what you
I
are.
want to know
Are
why.
we? Just two
Why?
people. Just one at a time.
He does
just
it every
Sleeping
time. He
Warrior.
doesn't give answers. He's
Guys,
just pointing you at somebody else.
Please.
He doesn't want to justify it.
Yeah, we don't know if we can't
Look,
hear him.
you guys are just basically, you guys can't even support any of your claims. You guys are just talking.
Really?
No,
People
answer
talk.
the question. Answer the question. Why is it
Wow.
one-sided moderated against Flat Earth and you allow them to get away with absolute murder? But when we respond with one comment, they all jump on it and say that we're bullying, and then that Flat Earther gets muted. You did it with the domesticated primate. I've seen you do it with numerous people. Why? Why is it one-sided? Don't tell me I'm entitled to my opinion.
I'm not gonna
Explain
discuss
the reason.
moderation out. I'm not gonna discuss moderation out in the open. Okay, this stuff is private and should be kept bottled up so drama is not created.
Sounds like
There's a reason why
that's
things
that kind
are
of behavior that sounds like gatekeeping in me to me.
Hold on.
I just need to
Look,
say something to
guys,
Righteous Force
hello,
right now. You get
hello.
it.
Just feed me a
Hello,
Sleeping Warrior.
hello. Just Sleeping Warrior. Just don't interrupt them, please. I'm asking, please let Righteous Force answer. He's saying moderation should be kept private. Hope he might give more
Look.
justification, but I just want to hear him say it clearly, please.
Nathan is right. It should be kept private.
That's
And
not
even
my
Betty
opinion.
said the Sleeping Warrior.
Hold on. That's not my opinion. I'm echoing what you've said to give you a lead in.
All right. It's not corrected. Betty did say to Sleeping Warrior, if you got something, you can talk to me privately. Betty's orders,
and I
Betty's
did,
server.
and I did, and she supported your moderation, and I said I don't agree with that. If that's the position, I need to leave because it's. And I did
She
leave.
said
I
you can
voted with my
discuss it
feet
with
and I
me,
left.
and instead of
But I'm
talking
not the
with
only
me,
one that's
you blocked me.
noticed this.
Wait, hold on.
Look, and
Righteous,
instead of
you need to-
discussing
hold
with
on,
me
Righteous,
privately,
Righteous,
you
you need
blocked
to
me.
actually, Righteous, you do need to let him respond also. Just one more time, Sleeping Warrior. Thank you.
I did approach Betty with it. She supported you because you're a good person, quote, and I left because of it. And that doesn't explain the one-sided moderation. I want to know, why is it one-sided against flat earthers for responding when they get attacked by 5-6 blurthers with vile, crude vulgarness? Why does that one person that gets attacked not get protected by the blurthers, but the moment he responds back, he then gets muted? I saw it with domesticated primate myself.
Betty said you can discuss this with me privately.
Yeah, and I did.
We don't have to discuss this out in the open in front of everybody.
I did
I'm a
discuss
reasonable
it
person.
privately.
I will chat with you.
She support. I've addressed that. She supported
Just let
you.
him respond.
She supported you because you're a good guy.
Right, Sleeping Warrior. It's going to take forever if you every time you interrupt each other. Just let him say his piece again. I know he's repeating himself. Go ahead, Righteous Force.
Right. Betty said you can talk to me, okay? But instead, you refuse to take me off block, so we can't communicate. Instead, you take it out in the open in front of everybody.
No, stop. So Betty
It's
said,
sunlight.
All right, may as well say my piece. May as well say my piece, right, Crit? So
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Here bro, what the fuck?
Nobody's interrupting you.
All right, everybody is we hear you, man.
We hear you, Elijah. Go ahead, man.
Hello. Is anyone
Right,
out
we
there
can hear you.
hearing me
You
trying to
might
get
have
through?
to re-log in again.
Huh.
I think he's having Discord issues.
Wonderful.
Might be
May I
technical
just say
difficulty.
something before this Elijah comes back? We have
The last
5
thing I heard.
people right
Hold
now
on,
on
guys,
this
guys,
panel.
guys. Right, the last thing I heard was Sleeping Warrior's response that he's tried to take it up with you privately. That's the last thing I heard.
No, I never.
Right.
I tried to say something. I got spoke over. Let me say it again so it's clear. Righteous said you could bring it up with Betty. And I did bring it up with Betty, and I refused to take you off block because I don't agree with your one-sided moderation. So I left. Betty supported your moderation. I don't agree with that. I left because of it. I didn't
Well-
not take you off block because I didn't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. But now I do. I'd like to know what's your reasoning for being one-sided.
Well, if you want to speak with me, you can take me off block and we can do it privately.
Can you not do
He
that?
I don't
doesn't
want to do it
address
privately.
Hold on.
Stop
He's-
asking, Tony.
Yeah,
He
this
does
is-
not address it. He
That's it.
never will.
That's it. Hold on.
That's right.
God,
Sorry,
oh,
Dom, and
for the
there's
love of
nothing you can
God,
do
I'm
about
trying to
it.
keep control. Can't you take a hint? Sleeping Warrior. That's the resolve that he's offering. That's it.
Yeah, and so basically my response to that is I don't want to take you off block to talk to you privately because there are more than one person that's noticing this thing. Now, if you can't address that publicly, that speaks
I can't-
volumes. So thank you for your answer. It's a
I'll
it's a
tell you-
shady one.
I'll tell
It's
you
a
why I
shady
can't
one, but
address
I
it on the
appreciate
public.
your answer.
Guys, God. Go ahead, Righteous.
I can tell you why I can't address it in the public. Because between
I'm not
others,
interested.
it's personal.
I'm not
it's private.
interested.
I am.
don't
Please,
discuss-
can we hear it? Thank you. Go ahead, Righteous.
I don't discuss what I do with others out in the open. It should be private. All right?
All right, but right
Hiding
now,
in
Not
the
really.
darkness like a
Mo-
cockroach.
moderation.
So between
Hang on.
Moderation doesn't.
10th. Hold on. Go ahead,
Moderation
Sleeping
doesn't
Warrior.
need to be private. It needs to be fair. Either moderate both sides evenly or moderate neither side at all. But you can't mute the flat earthers that stand up for themselves when they're being attacked by 3, 4, 5 vile people. But if you think that's not something to be spoken about publicly, okay. But that's the reason why I left.
all right.
may
well,
I
that's
say
your choice.
something, please?
If there's a conclusion from Righteous Force, you can. Go ahead, Righteous.
Well, that's his choice. I mean, it's what can I say? It's his choice, his choice.
Okay, just so it's reiterated by me. Would you be willing to explain why it is at least perceived by Anthony that you are biased in your moderation against flat earthers? Forget about
And Chris,
specific
and Chris.
individuals. Sleeping Warrior, please. Not anyone specific. Just feel free if you want to. You don't have to. I'm just re-asking what Anthony's asked, so it's obvious and
It's-
clear.
It's actually not true. It's because I'm not biased, is why there's
I'm
an
calling
issue.
that out. That's a
Yeah, you
lie.
are.
That's a lie. Why are you lying? You are literally like, I witnessed you do it to domesticated primate and others, and I left.
Right.
You are lying. Why?
May I please say what I
Elijah?
got to say?
No,
It's-
please, can you put a lid on it?
Just let,
You
let
know,
him
it'd be
respond.
simpler if it was just me
I
and
want to know
Sleeping
why
Warrior,
he's just
guys.
said that when it's blatantly untrue.
That's your claim.
It's true. I witnessed it. But you are the reason I left because of what you did to domesticated
I can't-
primate and
I can't
others.
say-
Chris is right to criticize you.
I can't say why domesticated primate, what happened to him. I can't say why. All right, because it's between me and him. I shouldn't, say things about him out in the open. It's not nice.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with regards to just DP. What matters is that you're one-sided. So that's an example of one-sidedness that I witnessed myself and
Right.
others. So if you don't want
Right.
to address that generally, and you don't want to address it specifically to DP, then all we can say is that's gatekeeping.
Look, I can't discuss how I moderate others and why I did because it's not nice, not
Yeah,
polite.
you can. That's
No, it's not
bullshit. You
nice.
don't have to drag in people's personal and private information to just address how you moderate things. And there's a complaint about how you moderate things. So address it. You
Right.
said you
So if there's a
tried
complaint, you take
to
it
be
to Betty.
fair. Well, listen up. You're not. It's not succeeding if that's what you're trying. And we got complaints.
Well, then that's between you guys and Betty, not me.
Yeah, you got to stop trying to hide behind Betty.
point at
Elijah,
the
go
other
ahead.
person, of course.
No, he's right. He's right. He's right. I actually agree with that. It was raised to Betty. Betty did side with him and basically supported his decision to moderate. He's right. It is between Betty and others.
Right. That's right. It's Betty's house.
Yeah,
I'm
Betty
running-
can't protect
I'm
me from
running
your
for
actions, Righteous.
What's that?
You need to humble yourself, believe the word of God. If you
Teach
love
on
God,
its
you
own
love
is
his
not gonna be
children. Stop
resolved.
Right. I
persecuting
live
them.
at
You want to
right.
complain?
I live at peace
Hello.
with
Bring
all
on Betty.
Before it
Get on
descends
with
into
Betty.
chaos.
Get
Alright,
her
calm
to
down.
actually
Hello,
make
trying
a
to gain
decision
control
on this.
again before it descends into chaos. Sleeping Warrior and
Alright.
Righteous Force. Anything to conclude with?
Sleeping box.
I agree with Righteous.
Pillbox is right. We're supposed to live at peace with all men. And when we do that, we're supposed to be respectful towards all men, not air out
Yeah,
everything in the
well-
public, because that's what respect is and peace.
Well, let me let my final word, and then I'll mute up. We should be living at peace with each other. However, I actually agree with Righteous. If Betty supports his decision, then the issue is not with Righteous. The issue is with Betty, unfortunately. And I don't have a personal problem with Betty, but the issue does lie with Betty. I agree with, but Chris is right to criticize.
Thank you, Sleeping Warrior.
All right. Can I get my statement in now?
I
Yes.
would like to hear it.
Yes, it's 10th man. Go ahead. Thank you, Sleeping Warrior and Righteous Force.
There's at least 5
you, Nathan.
people on this panel right now who are saying the same thing about Righteous Force. 5 individuals. Elijah never got to finish. Everyone else heard everybody else. So obviously, Righteous, there's 5 people on this panel that could say something that they can't say after the show's over. What do you think that is?
Have all these people been moderated by me by any chance?
Yeah.
Let's ask them.
Yeah.
Persecuted, yes.
Elijah,
One at a
come on.
time, please.
You're my only hope. Let's go. Nah, not really.
See, yeah, it's all very funny and jokey, and you can just move back and decide not to share your reasons for why the things you do. We know it's all Betty's problem. You don't have to address it. You will never address it. I will put money down in a bet to claim that you will never address it, ever. Guys, Tony?
I got moderated by you for some reason, Righteous, and I don't know why. I'm not interested in knowing either. But I just think that your moderation is overhanded, one-sided, partisan, biased, gatekeeping. It's everything that's wrong with the topic. But you're on our side. Why would you do that against your own people? That's like setting fire
Sleeping
to
Warrior,
your own-
real quick.
your own
Sleeping Warrior,
president
sorry,
just
just let
because-
Elijah talk, please, real quick.
Can I answer Sleeping Warrior first, quick? You see,
Why
you said-
can't we let Elijah talk? I don't get it. Why can't we let
quick,
this guy talk?
Just be quick, because I want to hear Elijah too. Elijah, is it okay?
Don't ask Elijah. Ask me. Yes, it is okay. Go ahead.
Okay. You said because they're on our side. You see, when you said that, you're being a respecter of persons.
No,
I don't
no,
run
no.
the server being
You
a respecter
are
of
on our
persons.
side.
What are you doing using that scripture out of context? What he said is you're a flat earther, our side, not a respecter of persons, judging a person. My goodness.
Correct.
He's
All
not
right,
on
Elijah,
his
go
own
ahead.
side. He's on his own side.
See, that's what I mean by demonically possessed.
Okay. Yes, I
This
did.
guy can't, you cannot interpret the Bible if I gave you $1 million. That's how bad you are, Righteous. My goodness.
He is. He's really that bad at it.
Okay.
I've tried
Thank
to talk to
you.
him
Thank
about
you.
the Bible,
Thank you.
and he doesn't
Can we-
get it.
Thank you. Can we hear Elijah if he's willing? You there, Elijah? I don't think he can actually hear us. He was trying to get a word in, but go ahead.
Yeah. All I was gonna say, I'm sorry, Righteous. I can't really provide support because I mean I don't necessarily like the
It's
moderation, but
it's
my
all right.
angle is a little
God is my support.
is a little different because I'm not really putting it on you per se. What I'm worried about is that the Discord is the gateway to the audience. You understand? So what I'm saying to Nathan and everyone is to keep in mind that the Discord server is actually the only way genuine people can get through. But there are trolls that have been here for over a year that don't necessarily allow that to happen because they just flood the chat. New people don't, it's not an environment for new people to come in and have conversation because of the moderation. That's why I joined the moderation team.
Okay, Elijah, can I ask you a question? Why not discuss this privately with me since you're a moderator now and we got a moderator room and I made you moderator or Betty made you moderator so you can help out with moderation?
Sure.
Why are you bringing this out in the open?
Well,
when
I'm
you
not
have a
because it's not
platform?
really
Because
it's not
it's on
really
the
about you.
table.
It's just something that generally I've always said this. So
Well-
I mean, but I'm definitely willing to talk with you in private. No problem.
Well, guess what? You're a moderator, so you're responsible for the server. So you just told them
Well,
yourself.
Well, I just started. I mean, so
Make sure this
I'm
one is
Patty
loaded.
Pickens, huh?
Well,
Make sure you
then
load
do
this
something
as
about
well.
it. You got the authority. I gave it to you, or Betty gave it to you. So use it.
Alrighty then.
Righteous, where do you get off saying God is your support when you're doing decisions on your own and not what God is telling you? How dare you say
Like
that?
I said,
You got people saying that what you're doing is wrong, and you're saying, "Well, God is my support." In that case, God's in it with you. Come on, own up.
I said God stands for me. If like I
You
don't have
said
to
God
like
is
get
my
how do I
support. I
the
heard
way
you
I
say.
worded it was that I don't need people to defend me. God defends me. That's what I
Right, and
meant by
right
that.
now, as a Christian, I'm saying you're wrong. So God is my support. Now what?
And I'm backing 10th man.
He's my support too, Righteous.
We can all say
That's why
God is my
Righteous sides
support,
with
except
atheists,
the
'cause
evidence
his
will speak
version-
for
Just,
itself.
I don't want
It's-
everyone ganging up on him. Yeah, 10th man's talking to him.
It's between you and God, and who am I to judge you guys?
Yeah, but you judge everyone else and say God is your support.
Hold on. That's
When
not really...
I run a server, I'm gonna put in
hold on,
charge
hold
of
on.
it.
Hold on.
Then
Before
yes,
this gets
my
lost in the
job
weeds,
is.
hold on, Righteous. You have to exercise judgment when you moderate people, so that's not really a fair response to say,
Well,
well,
hang
who
on.
am I to judge when
I
that's...
know what I know what a moderator does, and they have to do and use judgment.
Right.
But to say that God is his support in all his judgment is a bridge too far, especially when we got at least 5 people here saying that he's a gatekeeper.
I didn't say that. I said he is my support and sticking up for me. That's how I
Can I
worded
hear
it.
him?
That's how I
Can I
meant
hear
it.
him right now? Tell me that, please, because I've got Christians on the show right now saying, no, you're a gatekeeper. So what's he telling us about you? But he's telling you, I'm sticking up with you. But now I'm telling you, as a Christian, that you are one-sided.
Okay, with that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who tuned in. Smash the super chat. I think someone actually just smashed the super chat while I was doing my outro. So shout out to Chow Young Cat, who says, "Hi, Paula at Bible Literalist. I'm not a member, but for only £5, I can beat the system. Power to the people." I see. So Chow Young Cat, who's not a channel member, has managed to get a chat through on the super chat without being a member. And it only cost her a £5. What an absolute bargain. You can also get £50 if you want to change your energy supplier to Octopus Energy. That also helps me out. There is a link in the info box below this video. Once again, stay tuned if you're watching on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
What a lovely day!